The topic we all must talk about, the crisis we all are a part of, the degradation of Antarctica. Today, I, Samir, am with a group of well qualified scientists who are here to give their views and discuss on this issue. Let us hear what a well known glaciologist, Dr. Sania, has got to comment on this matter.
So basically, ice shelves have been sedimenting rapidly in Antarctica and with the concern of suddenly uncontrollable rise in sea level. The Antarctic region is one of the most visited by tourists because of its, cold atmosphere, snowy regions, and etc. Has now become one of the most easily warmed places in southern hemisphere, and evidence to which is an increase in the average summer temperatures of 5 degrees Fahrenheit or 3 degrees Celsius from 1970s to 2020s. Since 1970s, the Antarctic regions have absorbed as many as 75% of heat and 40% of carbon dioxide. More warmer and acidic oceans have already started impacting our Antarctic ecosystems, and evidence to which is the many of the penguin colonies, have already started shrinking, and many of them have already disappeared altogether.
Thank you, Dr. Sania. As we came to know what is happening in Antarctica, Dr. Advait, a geologist, would be telling us about the history of it.
The Antarctic Peninsula, that is the part of Antarctica furthest from the South Pole, has been warming rapidly, nearly 5 times the global average. This change has been observed from 1950, and between 1950 and 2000, the Antarctic Peninsula warmed by 2.8 degrees Celsius, that is more than anywhere else in the entire southern hemisphere. Between 1992 and 2017, Antarctica has lost more than 3 trillion tons of ice. Since 2000, other factors such as a stronger jet stream and winds have caused a considerable decrease in temperature. Since 1979, scientists have also observed a drop in the ozone concentration by 220 Dobson units, a phenomenon that is commonly referred to as the ozone hole.
Thank you, Dr. Advait. Now let us take a look behind the causes of this degradation. Dr. Kavya is here with us to explain why it's happening.
The Antarctica is degraded because it is covered with ice all the year round and it experiences a hard climatic condition, hence no economic activities could be carried out over there. The degradation in the Antarctica is a result of internal yet mostly external anthropogenic activities from the international agents. Its incredible biodiversity is threatened by climate change as well as increased fishing, pollution issues, and tourism. Geopolitical pressures, new interests in Antarctica, natural resources are escalating. This review provides a wide range synthesis of climate and environmental challenges faced in Antarctica.
Thank you, Dr. Kavya. We understood the reasons behind this degradation, but what exactly is causing it? Dr. Mohit, being a meteorologist, would be able to elaborate on this further.
Antarctica has experienced an air temperature increase of 3 degrees Celsius in the Antarctic Peninsula. It is 5 times the mean rate of the global warming as reported by IPCC. Over the past 50 years, the west coast of Antarctic Peninsula has been one of the most rapidly warming part of the planet. This is not only restricted to the land but can also be noted in the Southern Ocean. Chlorofluorocarbon and other ozone depleters are responsible for the ozone hole that has appeared over Antarctic Peninsula. Chemicals produced thousands of miles away can be found in Antarctica. It has been instrumental in the degradation of Antarctica.
Thank you, Dr. Mohit. The degradation is undeniably affecting us as well. Dr. Mahika will list out a few general effects of it.
As discussed before, over the past 50 years, the Antarctic Peninsula has been one of the most rapidly warming parts of the planet. This has resulted in the increase in the upper ocean temperatures and has caused a loss of 25,000 square kilometers of ice shelf since the 1950s, thus possibly causing a rise in the sea level in the future. The degradation has affected the wildlife as well. Adelie penguins, a species in Antarctica, have declined in numbers in some areas and have been replaced in some by chinstrap penguins. emperor penguins have also reduced by up to 50%. Krill, a very important part of the Antarctic food web, have declined by about 80%, thus threatening whales, seals, and penguins. Less sea ice during the winter is likely to be the cause, and it may explain the decline seen in several species of penguins.
Thank you, Dr. Mahika. The question that now arises is how the degradation is affecting the entire world. Dr. Diya, being a famous geologist, would be able to describe this situation.
The warming of Antarctic Peninsula is causing changes to physical and living environment of Antarctica. The distribution of penguin colonies has changed as the sea ice conditions alter. The ice loss has been tripled ever since 2012 compared to previous 2 decades. Many glaciers have retreated and ice shelves that formerly fringed the peninsula have been observed to retreat in recent years. The research shows that krill number have dropped by 80% by 1970s. The Antarctic fur seal was at the verge of extinction at many locations by 1830s. The Southern Ocean provides 50% of the world's catch. This caused many species to be slaughtered mercilessly and many of them become endangered. It also caused ocean pollution. The negative effects of fishery, which is recently faced by Antarctica, is potential for overfishing of target species, destruction of habitat, effect on predators' population, mortality of non-target species caught by fishing equipments like risks to albatrosses due to long line fishing.
Thank you, Dr. Diya, and the entire team for briefing us about the degradation of Antarctica. As we now come to an end, we'd like to say thank you
Everyone,
Being
Uh,
Patient.
Audience.